Hi everyone. I'm here to share with you our vision of how we see hardware wallets fitting into a world where AI agents make the majority of on-chain transactions. Actually, let me start with a question. How many of you have used an AI agent in the last week? That's probably almost everyone. And how many of you have tried making on-chain transactions using AI agents? A couple hands, yes, yes. So let's imagine the scenario where you set up your agent, you tell it, turn my $100 into $1 million, don't make any mistakes. The agent goes off, swaps into some meme coins, and a leveraged yield farm, and suddenly you found out that your money's gone, completely gone. So what happened? Well, seems like the agent found a rogue skill on GitHub, used it, and got drained. Why? Because its wallet was just a private key sitting in a .env file. That's what many people do when setting up AI agents to transact on-chain. And I think everyone realizes that this is simply not acceptable. And there are several solutions to this. You can use custodial key managers, multi-party computation services, cloud security services that can add policies, but they require trusting a third party to manage the keys and infrastructure for you. So the advantage of hardware wallets is that the keys are truly under your control. There's no counterparty risk. And you can verify the firmware and not just believe in a black box in someone else's cloud. And with a physical device, it means that you have to really approve on the hardware, and there won't be any way to bypass that using, I don't know, simulating clicking on something. So the problem is that AI both creates new attack surfaces, but also amplifies existing attacks. I already mentioned, for example, harmful skills or MCP servers that give the agents malicious instructions, but you can really just hit prompt injections anywhere. And yes, the premise is that AI agents will be getting smarter and smarter about this, and they will be able to figure this out on their own. But still, do you want to risk this? I would say that if you have AI agents running on your computer, it's an adversarial environment. It's a very risky environment. But with a hardware wallet, you can always trust that the keys on there will be secure. So this is why hardware wallets matter. The keys stay completely offline of the computer. They never touch memory disk. And you can verify what you're signing on the trusted display. You have a physical confirmation step. And it's not just about crypto, it's about other authentication use cases as well. Currently, we don't see that as much, but I believe with AI becoming more widespread, this will be also more and more important. But the problem is, do you really want to confirm every single transaction on device? Yes, this provides maximum security and you are in full control, but the entire purpose of the agent is to automate stuff for you, right? So if the agent sends 50 transactions per day, then your approvals are the bottleneck. So that kind of defeats the entire purpose of autonomous agents, right? So, and if you're confirming like 50 things, it's likely that you won't pay as much attention anyway. So yes, clear signing is a necessity, but if you're trying to approve every single action manually, it doesn't really scale. So we need to think about different experience, how this can evolve. Right now, you approve every single separate action, approve or reject. This used to work, but in tomorrow's world, when you have AI agents operating autonomously, you need to think in terms of policies. So you won't be approving just individual transactions, but policies that enable access to certain protocols in a certain time window, given a certain budget, and review exceptions when you hit limits. So this policy-based signing is sort of a middle ground between having to confirm everything manually and having direct wallet access, which is very risky. So you approve a policy once, and then an agent can operate freely within those bounds. So, for example, you want to trade up to 500 USDC per day on Uniswap, only on weekdays, and this expires after 30 days. So how does that actually look like under the hood? So the Trezor is the root of trust. It holds your private key, but you also need a smart account for the actual agent. So the AI agent will transact using said smart account, and the smart account will have policies set on it from your Trezor. So this can be implemented, for example, using Safe or other account abstraction systems. And we already have all of the EIPs that are basically necessary for this. You have 7702, which makes account abstraction possible with hardware wallets, with EOAs. So even with a hardware wallet, you can delegate to a smart contract. We have modular smart accounts where you can plug in different validator rules to make the system really flexible and future-proof. And the delegations are managed using ERC 7710, which provides a framework for defining the permissions for delegation. So how is Trezor actually implementing this? Well, we actually know that AI is moving at a much faster pace than we are. So what we are doing is becoming even more open with initiatives such as firmware modularization, where we are letting third-party developers create their own custom firmware modules. So we don't want to build everything ourselves, but we want to be open for the community and letting developers integrate and build on top. Of course, a very important part of this is clear signing. Yeah, this cannot work unless you really know what you're signing. So clear signing is absolutely essential. And we are working on implementing ERC 7730, hopefully very soon. And it's also key to be interoperable using various APIs. So we, of course, support Wallet Connect. We have our own Trezor Connect SDK for more tailored integrations. And we are also launching our own Trezor Suite MCP server. So you can actually start experimenting with agents right away just by enabling this in Trezor Suite. So this is how we are building the bridge between cold storage and AI agents. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Thomas. That's an impressive product that you built there. It's very, very up to date. I'm impressed. It's very current. Do we have any questions to Thomas? There's one here.
Yeah, what mechanisms do you plan to implement for the firmware opening, like in terms of security, that someone just doesn't install a firmware that will move all the crypto that is there to their wallet, right?
Yeah. It will not be, let's say, fully open unless you enable a developer mode. So for a typical user that actually wants to use this as their main hardware wallet, they will only be able to install trusted and signed modules by Trezor. So there will be certain guidelines and process for the apps to be audited. And only those apps will actually be able to use on production devices.
Okay, thank you very much, Thomas. And before I let you go for today, I want you to invite you to come tomorrow to be back here at 10 a.m. We are continuing on our sustainability and speculative futures track until noon. And we're starting with solarpunk principles and best practices in energy, mobility, urban planning, and circular economy. And I've just skimmed through the program. It's going to be a very interesting morning. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be one of the most exciting stages. That might also be because I'm speaking here too. Thomas, once again, thank you very much. Have a great evening, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Thank you and enjoy Eve Prague.